Very good. How was that for a shot? Was that about typical?
Yeah.
Just a bit. Okay. Let me give you. This will be very interesting for you. So if I can start you off by looking at this screen here. So we're going to look at the summary of your setup and swing. Okay. So you set up. Interestingly, with quite a similar setup to Andrew, in that you set up with your hips slightly left of your feet and your shoulders slightly left of your feet as well. You stand to the ball pretty well, so your posture's not too far off. You're a fraction bent over. So I'd agree with what your coach has been doing. You need to probably stand up a little bit taller. Okay, so the pelvis position at the top of your backswing is superb, 100%, and the percentage is a comparison to a collection of all top players, seniors to tour pros to US tour. So your actual hip turn is superb, 45 degrees. So you've got plenty of hip turn, and your hips as well. They don't rock too much either. So you've got good stability there. So very impressive. Now, your shoulder turn is very good as well. So a good 79, 80 degrees of turn. So with your hips turning 45 and your shoulders turning 79, you've got quite a good coil going on. So you've got the power there. Now, the part of the problem is that when you hit the golf ball, having turned so well this way, you don't turn so well that way. So your downswing and your body doesn't rotate well enough. So at the point of impact when you hit the golf ball, this number here, 10 degrees, that's telling us that your hips have turned 10 degrees left when you've hit the ball. Now, the hips need to be somewhere about 35 to 50. So there needs to be a little bit more action here. Yeah. So too with the shoulders. So when you hit the golf ball, your position at impact needs to be much more sort of left side out of the way. Okay, so yeah. So at the moment, it to me it does sound as if what you're working on with your coach is actually, absolutely on the dot there. One of the things that I feel that prevents you from probably being a bit more mobile in the downswing is the fact that your pelvis at address, your bottom's stuck up too much, and then during the swing it stays up, and when your pelvis is stuck up like that, it inhibits movement. Yeah. So if you were going to sit with your tailbone a bit more under, so your pelvis is a bit flatter, you'll be much more, the more you go this way, the more you're rigid. Now, with youngsters, kids like Luke, for example, he has to have this very tense posture because he's so mobile. So kids, Justin Rose, for example, when he was young, very, very sort of strong, tight position at address because they're so mobile. But as we get older, we need to go into much more of a kind of a relaxed posture to keep that mobility. So that would be one thing that we would look at here. Now, when we look at the downswing, okay, so this is confirming what your thoughts were. So again, this is the top of the backswing, and what we want to see is we want to see the hips start first. Now, your hips, which are red, are the slowest movement in your downswing. So the first movement in your downswing are your shoulders and hips together, but you see the blue line is your club. So the reason why you're hooking the ball left is because when you get to the top of the swing, you're throwing the club at the ball, which is allowing your club to overtake, hence the hook. So
I'm standing a bit straighter.
A little bit straighter, and your tailbone a little bit under. It is. Now your path is indicated by blue. Now your club path is is in to out. So your path is going to the right. Now the red is your club face, and your club face is going closed. So it's not only closed to the target line, but it's closed to the path. And when the face is closed to the path, that's what creates the hook. So what we need to do is we need to get this line, this blue line, a lot straighter. And to do that, again, is to get this body working. So if I show you your swing, so you get to a super position at the top. That's very good. Now when you come down, you get to a nice...
So your hands are in.
Yeah. Andrew, you need this. You need to swap places a bit. Yeah, because yours is on a lovely... See how it's parallel there? It's not on the target line, it's going to the right there. But the reason for that is that your body is in this tucked up position. Now, depending on what you do with the club face, if the club face is going to point right, the ball's going to push. If it's closed, it's going to hook.
Yeah.
So whilst that technically is a very good position to be in, if your body was a little bit more active, and there, so if I show you your hands at impact, you see the flick? Looks familiar, doesn't it?
Hey, I like the flick here.
So that's the hook, because the hands have flicked over, because do you see how your shoulders look a bit tucked up, don't they? A bit stuck. There, see the...
Are you looking at me?
Right, let me try and see if I can get better.
Okay. Now, what I can do is I can help you to turn your body a lot more on the downswing. Cancel that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to come back out of that. Print current graph. Okay. Okay. Summary. Okay. I'm going to email this over to you, because then you can show your coach this one. Okay. So, right, that's all done. Okay, so what we need to do then is we need to do two things. We need to push the bottom in a bit more, stand up a fraction tall. Yep, that's it. Yep, so you feel like rather than when you bend and push out, you've got to feel as though you sort of curl up a little bit. And then to help you with your body movement on the downswing, after you've addressed the ball, if you can aim your body, your feet in particular, a little bit more to the left. Now, if you can aim your feet slightly more left of target, that's going to help, exactly, that's going to help you to clear your left side a lot more. No, just keep it as it is. Yeah. 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 As if you're going to play a fade almost on the feel. Okay. Right, so if you can just hold that setup position. That's it. Okay. Right, if you stay there for a second. Now, in that current position, if you can push your bottom in more. That's it, that's better. Okay, that's much better. Right, okay. Lovely. That's fine.
And it did what it was supposed to do, you'll see.
Okay, so, right now, I got you into a good position at address, and then just as you started the club back, you pushed your bottom out, so we can see this number here, which is 32, that's how much your bottom is out, and we need it to be no more than 27. It's fractional, but necessary. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, so a little bit. That's it. Okay, so you just need to open your stance a bit more. So aim a little bit more to the left. That's it. Good. So even though you're hooking the ball, we need to actually aim left. Yeah. Okay, so the setup was quite nice there. That's good. Yeah. Yep, so at that point of impact when you hit the ball, your body is facing the ball. And what I need you to try and picture in your mind is your body, your tummy, hips, facing a bit more of the target. So if you're throwing that ball underarm, you're doing that, and I need you to do that. I think physically you can do it. The problem has been, though, is that you've been shutting yourself down, closing yourself, and then you've had this wall that's in the way. And yeah, is that something that you've worked on in the past? Is it? I see. Yeah, that does make absolute sense. Okay, so try and picture yourself throwing that ball underarm. So bottom under a little bit. Great. That's good. That was much better turn. Now this is the kind of the bit that I try and explain to people, is that it wasn't a good shot because you were doing something that was taking your thoughts off the strike. So if this information says that you're doing it better, then let's have a look. That's all that matters. Okay. Aha, you've done it. So at the beginning, your hip turn of impact was 10 degrees left of target. We've now got that up to 19, so we've nearly doubled it. Your shoulders were only 12, and now they're 20. So what we just did then was we actually got almost double the amount of impact position you have with your body left. Well, that's fantastic. So physically, you're proving that you can do it. And if I show you see how much more turn you've got on the finish there. You've got your tummy at target. So I think, because it's all about feel, if you can picture yourself from the top, imagine that you're throwing that ball. Look at that right foot there. That's actually come up beautifully there. That's very good. It is. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, so feel left and then swing down and turn. That's much better. See, it's getting through the ball now. Yeah. Have a look at this one. 16. So we've got 6 degrees more and 15. And the nice thing with that is that, okay, they weren't as much as the one before, but what we've got is we've got more hip clearance than shoulders, and that's very important. Good impacts of your hips, much more left than your shoulders, and you've done that by 1 degree, so I'll take that. Yeah, it's going a lot straighter. It didn't record it that time, but watch how your hips are moving better. And you see they're much more mobile, aren't they? Tummy facing the target more. So the body alignment is not actually to hit the ball in the direction of where we want it to go. What controls where the ball starts is club face. The body alignment simply helps to clear the body more or clear the body less. It doesn't dictate where the ball goes. So it's fine to do that. That's better. You see how your body's pivoting through.
If you don't mind. All right.
Does any of this feel